Yeah, cheers. You know what I'm saying? Cheers to that. So, um, the other thing is, if you just got here, it's your raggedy nephew's birthday. I keep saying this. Yeah, I'm writing a book on Black leadership. It's on Black leadership. It is going to be like a self-help slash celebration of Black leadership. It's also going to talk about how Black leaders are underrepresented in a lot of space and how Black professionals are mistreated and about the experiences that we go through. It's very in depth, but it's also to prepare future Black leaders for the leadership realm and to prepare them to be able to be successful. Because if y'all know anything about anything, y'all know that people don't prepare us as Black leaders and Black professionals to be successful. So I want to drop all the gems in the book for upcoming Black professionals, so they don't got to go through the same slavery that we went through. So there's that. Also, if you just joined in, it's your raggedy nephew's birthday. He said to tell y'all, if y'all really love him, to bless his Cash App. His Cash App is $JiggyNick05, JIGGYNICK05. So if y'all want to bless y'all raggedy nephew like y'all say y'all love him, that's his Cash App. Now, to today's topics, because we're moving on from the TikTok beef, but let's get into the streets. So let's start with the Diddy trials, because obviously that's the most important. So I don't think there's court, from what I understand, there's no courts happening today. And yo, two tourist men is crazy. Y'all don't understand what this household looks like. But the Diddy trial. So Diddy's, I don't think there's any court today, but this week, as y'all know, is jury selection. But a few quick updates from what has been happening with the jury selection so far. So yesterday, there were a few potential jurors who had some sort of close connection to the case. So I guess the judge went off on both sides, the prosecution and the defense team, about the fact that they keep having jurors slip through that have connections to the case. And the jurors are supposed to be vetted before they're brought into the courtroom. But for some reason, they keep getting jurors who have connections to the case. Now, let me tell you why I think all of this is weird. Let me tell you why I think this whole situation is strange. So one is that I don't think it's a coincidence that they keep finding people who have close connections to the case. There's so many people in the world. How are y'all pre-screening these jurors and then they're still able to make it into court and have some sort of connection to the case? That to me feels crazy and egregious, and I feel like there's no coincidence there. I will also say that one of the potential jurors did say that she believes that Diddy has enough money to buy his freedom or his innocence, and I think she's right. Now, the other thing that's weird to me about this jury situation, and I said this the other day, the jurors in the case are not being sequestered, which means that they get to go home every day. Like it. So if y'all have followed OJ's trial, the jurors were not allowed to go home. I think it was for like 9 months. They had to stay in a hotel away from the public. One, because it could sway the public opinion. Like they would see all of the stuff on the media that could sway their opinion. And two, I'm sure because there was risk that they could get in some way tampered with or whatever it is. Now, what's strange about it to me is that if Diddy has been accused of trying to turn potential witnesses he's been accused of trying to turn potential witnesses or of trying to tamper with evidence or whatever it is. Like there's evidence of him doing that while he was in jail. Why would y'all allow the jurors to go home? What would make sense? This man has so much reach. This man has so many, calling victims, right, and begging them not to testify, whether threatening them or trying to pay them off. This man has so much reach. Why would you allow the jurors to be able to go home every day so that he could potentially sway them? I truly believe that. I think that that's crazy. And this is making me feel like they're gearing up for a mistrial. I feel like they're gearing up for a mistrial. And I truly believe that they're trying to either make it time served or get the case thrown out. They're going to say something that is going to make this case not stick. And that's the plan. Because The truth of the matter is, I think there's too much damning evidence against him. So I don't think that he could walk off free with the evidence that's against him. So I think that they're going to use a different tactic, which is to try to get the trial thrown out or try to have a mistrial. They're going to say that the trial is not fair because he's a public figure. They're going to come up with every excuse. So for me personally, I believe that they're gearing up for a mistrial. Now, the other thing I want to say is that one of the three victims who was supposed to take the stand, the prosecution is now saying that they're not able to contact her. Strange, but Diddy has been known to make people go missing, or to try to make people go missing, or if someone is coming out against him, they've lost their lives. Kim Porter. So them not being able to reach the third victim is already telling you where this is going. This is where it's going. They're trying to, and I will say, Diddy's reach is much bigger than R. Kelly's reach. Diddy has so much access to power and privilege that he can make anything disappear, and has. I'm talking, he had people's cars being blown up. You understand what I'm saying? People lose their lives, and he still walks away untouched. So I truly believe that there's something weird going on about that whole situation with the third victim going missing and how they can't find her, because that doesn't seem like it makes sense if the victims have come this far along to want to testify in the trial. If they've come this far where they could have done anything, they could have took money from him, they could have been stepped away, they could have did anything. But the fact that they've come this far in the trial just lets me know that something weird is going on. Now, the other thing in connection to Diddy's trial, but not so connected, and I want to say this, let me be clear. I believe what Ray J is saying. So before we get into anything else, I am not questioning Ray J when he says that he was inappropriately touched by one of the female caregivers when he was younger. I'm gonna play it for y'all, and then I'm gonna tell y'all what I think and where my brain is going with it. But I'm not in any way saying that it didn't happen to him. But let's listen to it.
My babysitter raped me. Huh? My babysitter raped me.
We listen and we don't judge. You're stupid. Sorry. It's not funny.
That I was raped is crazy.
It's not funny. But the way that you're just standing like that for a minute.
I needed time.
Oh, what you just said. I'm sorry.
She raped me. She has some big titties. She made me suck them. She made me suck her titties. That was real big too. That was big. My baby, no, that was really big.
Yeah. Are you traumatized?
I tried to do what she told me to do. She said go up, down, in, out, go up, down. But I think I was just too small to really penetrate correctly inside her hole.
What the fuck?
She has some big titties.
So are you a ass guy now?
I am over-sexualized. Whatever that means. What does that mean? That I've just gotten too much? I just seen too much in that category? I just want to settle down again.
So you want a girlfriend?
No, but I want to settle down.
What does that mean to settle down?
Just chill with one girl or two or three. but really just one. If I could just have one good friend.
Yeah, you should just find that one. Yeah.
I was traumatized. She had me in the headlock. And so when she had me in the headlock from playing hide and go seek, her titty was on me. And I'm like, when I was younger, I'm like, wow, this is a big titty. And all of a sudden, I think I manifested it. And she just went like that. Her titty was in my mouth.
So that is Ray J. Now, let me say this. The women in the video that he's with, he's streaming. I don't know who those women are. They're obviously trash. They're all laughing in the background and they're making light of it, saying, oh, so now you want a girlfriend because you've gone through this? That's weird. The other thing I will say is, y'all just listen to the audio. He was also laughing the entire time. So I'm not saying that that makes it okay for them to be laughing. And certain people deal with trauma in different ways, right? So some people laugh so they don't cry. People deal with trauma in different ways. But I will say he was laughing too. It's not appropriate. Nobody asked him if he was okay. Nobody did anything in response to it. They just laughed the whole time. Now, I believe Ray J. I also think that he's a funny person and he trolls a lot, so people tend to laugh at him. Do I think that situation was laughable? Absolutely not. I will also say that, though I think that it actually happened to him, there's also a part of me that feels like you're sharing this now, especially the part about being hypersexualized because of the Diddy trial. And I think that a lot of these big name celebrities are sharing their trauma in response to the fact that the Diddy trial is happening and they're nervous that their names are going to be named in this trial. Now, I'm not saying that there is not a connection to the, what happened to you in your trauma and the potential that it may bring out in you later. However, that's not an excuse for what happened in the Diddy trials, because Diddy could say the same thing. People have done documentaries. If y'all watch the Diddy documentaries, they've talked about the fact that Diddy's mom used to have these big parties that were completely inappropriate, where at any point you could walk in a room and see adults doing inappropriate things. That's not enough of an excuse. And I feel like a lot of these male artists, and again, and my problem with this is not that you're sharing the information. I have no issue with that. I think a lot more men should come out and share. Men don't talk enough about how they've been victims to assault, right? So my problem is not them sharing it. My problem is the way that they're sharing it and the fact that it's already hard for male victims to come out, and not even just male victims in general to come out. And if you're using this as your defense because you know what's to come from the Diddy trial, you are doing other people who have been SA'd a disservice. The same way that I believe that Diddy's lawyer that came out and told us that she's joining the team and she's a black woman who's a survivor of R is a disservice. Like, now's not the time. If you were to share that before, I do think that if you were to share it before, and if you shared it in a serious way and you were using this as a platform to make it more comfortable for other people to come out and disclose their experiences, that's a beautiful thing, and your vulnerability is appreciated. Now, the coincidence of it happening this close to the Diddy trial, a little questionable. You get what I'm saying? A little questionable. And I'm not saying that that did not happen to him, because it very well may have happened to him. But I do think that the way that people are using these moments of trauma is doing a disservice to people who have actually experienced trauma before in their lives. Between him and Kanye West, now's not the time. Now's not the time. And the trial is set to start next week. And at this point, and now what makes it questionable is that you're on camera laughing about it with a bunch of girls. It's a bunch of random women. It's a bunch of random women who there's no idea who they are. He was streaming and they're laughing, but he's also laughing. And I just think that now's not the time. Now's not the time. And I think that it's ironic that you're sharing it now. And I do think that though it may have happened to you, that your timing is a little ironic. He said it was a babysitter when he was younger and they were playing hide and seek. I don't know. So that's that on Ray J. And the reason that I brought that up now is because I do think that there is some connection to the Diddy trial with that. And I feel like we're going to continue to hear more and more celebrities come out with these tragic stories. And when we hear these tragic stories, and again, I said this yesterday in my video about Smokey Robinson, I believe that these things were happening. I believe that there was a culture of this happening, and there's been a culture of these things happening for years. I think that people haven't said anything, and that now people are sharing because this Diddy trial is gearing up, and it is, and also there's no real way to hide it. And I already told y'all, I believe that Ray J, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, TD Jakes, everybody, all of these same people, these celebrities, have coincidentally had some sort of significant thing to share with us or have been coming out with some sort of, and they're all people who have been said to have links to Diddy's Diddy parties and their freak-offs. And Carisha, please, been real quiet. So I'm over this jury selection because the reality of it is I don't know that the jury selection is going to be very fruitful. I personally believe that what's going to come out via the trial is going to be more important to us and knowing who people actually are because of the evidence that's presented to us. I think they're going to try to get a mistrial and he might be let free. But I do think that people are going to have to explain themselves based on the evidence that comes out during the Diddy trials and what was said to be happening at those freak-offs or any sort of evidence in tapes that the prosecution team has. And I do believe that they have tapes. Remember, when they raided his house, they were said to have collected all of this stuff, all of these tapes, these videos. We have not heard anything about said videos or said tapes since. So I believe that they've been keeping it close to the chest because there are things on there that they know are damning evidence against the people. So I'm interested to see what happens. This is all obviously me speculating, so we don't know what's gonna come of it. But I thought that yesterday Ray J sharing that on a streaming platform with those young women and laughing about it was interesting timing. Again, my heart goes out to him and any other person that has been impacted by abuse by an adult who has been touched inappropriately or in any unwanted form or fashion. I just think that was a rough way for that to be shared. So there's that on the Diddy trials. Tomorrow's the last day for jury selection. So after tomorrow, the jury selection is done and the opening statements are set to start on Monday. So we'll see what happens come Monday. And I think the trial is supposed to last for 10 weeks. But knowing that the jury is not sequestered, I don't know that I expect any guilty verdict. And if there is a guilty verdict, I believe that they'll probably try to give him the lightest guilty verdict so that they can say time served and send him about his day. That's just my personal opinion. So the other thing I want to talk about is the Marc Lamont. So I don't know if y'all saw, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. But he got into it yesterday with a white woman, who said that she invites white women to say the N-word. Her name is Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan invites women to say the N-word. Okay, I'm gonna play the audio and then we will talk about it.
I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, black people can say things to white people all the time and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this. I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly, and you will
go
not
on, then
have
say
to,
it. Say
you
the
will
N-
not have
Go on,
to
say
speak.
go on. Say the N word. Go on.
I'm not
No.
I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. You and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and to ask her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Pierce. I understand what you're trying to do, but we already know she's
I
racist.
hear you.
And I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there.
So sorry, Pierce Morgan is the man who invited the white woman to say the N-word. Now, what I think he was trying to do was what's his name did when he did the interview where they were talking and his white co-host was saying that something about white folks saying the N-word, and he was like, say it, then say it. Go ahead, you can say it. Skip. I think it was Skip, right? Where he was like, oh, say it. You can say the N-word. Go ahead, say it. I dare you, say it. I think he was trying to recreate that moment, but that is why, Delroy, sorry, thank you. But that is why you don't need to do everything that black people do. Delroy Lindo, that is why you don't need to do everything that black people do. Because when that black man said to the white man, go ahead, say it, the context was different, right? He's in a position, and just like Marc Lamont said, I'm the only up here. So if you inviting her to say it, that means you inviting her to say it to me. You don't, just because you've seen black people do it, doesn't mean that that's what you need to do. You didn't recreate that. You didn't eat that moment up the way that you thought you did. And again, though his intentions weren't bad, I understood where he was going with that. He was trying to check the white woman who was trying to say that white people get called negative things all the time. What negative things are white people being called? Or are they being called based on who they've been in history? So colonizer is not a derogatory word, especially not when y'all are still gentrifying. Like, I understand where he was going with it, and the lady was obviously trying to gaslight Marc. And when he said, it's just me and Uncle Tom up here, there was another black man to his left who clearly was playing the wrong side of the fence. But it's not your place to say to a white woman, then say it and see how it feels. It's just not. It's inappropriate. And then for the white woman to be up there talking about all of the times that white people are harmed, if we look at the context of history, how many slurs or derogatory words have white people been called? I don't even know what derogatory terms white people are talking about at this point. And I believe they're talking about the term of the food that comes in a box. You know how you eat, what's it called? Cheese and crackers. I believe that that's the term that she's talking about, but if y'all really knew the context of the word cracker and how it came to be used, it was used because of white folks whipping black people when they were enslaved back then. Okay. All right, so for me, it's like you have when the conversation comes up about the N-word, what I need white folks and non-black folks to do, I implore you to stay in your lane. I implore you to mind business. The only thing you need to say to other white folks, if a white person is bringing up the N-word or suggesting that white people should be able to use the N-word, the only thing, y'all are going crazy in the comments and I'm dying. The only thing I employ another white person to say is that it's not appropriate for you to suggest pumpkin pie eaters is crazy. Crazy work. The only thing that I employ a white person to do in that situation is to say, that's not appropriate, it's not okay, and move on. You don't need to be inviting nobody to the cookout. Napkin professionals is crazy. Milk maidens is insane. All that to say is that I implore you to mind your business and to say, watch your mouth, don't eat it, don't say it, and move on. We don't need you to invite nobody to say nothing that you can't say. If you can't say it, you don't need to invite nobody to say it. And honestly, Marc Lamont, he deserves all the money he's getting paid because he's consistently put in these situations. Now he on Joe Budden podcast with the dumb of the dumbest. He got to deal with these racist people on all these news channels. I don't know how he does it, okay? And maybe that's why I'm not famous. Maybe this is why I don't get paid the big bucks. Because I'm telling you right now, I would be crashing out every day on TV, and I don't have the capacity to do that. Palm leaders, okay, that's it. The last thing we're going to talk about today, and then I got to go celebrate y'all Raggedy Nephew's birthday, is that UMG they asked for the lawsuit that Drake filed against them to be dismissed. So the article reads, Drake's label says that there's a giant hole in the lawsuit he's filed over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. And they're basically saying Drizzy should have paid closer attention to the Super Bowl halftime show. As expected, UMG filed a motion to dismiss the defamation lawsuit, and in the docs, they point out Drake or his lawyers made a major misstep when they amended their lawsuit following Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl halftime show. UMG says Drake's lawsuit isn't really about K-Dot calling him a certified pedo, because he didn't even include those words during the performance. Now, the reality is the Superdome crowd did the damage itself, chanting lyrics, but not Kendrick Lamar. The label is also throwing Drake's own words back at him, reminding him that about 3 years ago, he signed a public petition criticizing prosecutors for using rap lyrics as evidence in criminal cases against artists. UMG says that Drake was right then and wrong now, because his lawsuit is merely an attempt to save face for his unsuccessful rap battle with Lamar. UMG's bottom line, rap lyrics are hyperbole, not literal fact. Just as Drake rapped about Kendrick's kid being fathered by another man, called him a domestic abuser, and threatened to slit his throat with a razor. All the lyrics from Drake's The Heart Part 6 it's exaggerating for a purpose of art. The label is asking the judge to throw out Drake's lawsuit. While that would end their legal war, it sure would make things awkward with their next business meeting. Now, here's the thing. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Okay? If you engage in a rap battle willingly, and you know the consequences of it, you also said that this man beat his wife till she was black and blue. You said his kids didn't belong to him, they belonged to his friend. You said that, you've made all kinds of allegations against Kendrick Lamar. And now you're upset because you're being called a certified pedo. Just move on. You get what I'm saying? And the thing is, if Drake would just let this go, we could all move on. You understand what I'm saying? Why are we still talking about this? And every time he brings it up, it reminds us that you are a Karen. That you are a straight Karen. You're trying to sue people for defamation of character when you literally engaged in a rap battle where you were throwing the same stones. What is this argument even about at this point? I can't understand it. You lost the rap battle, you're hurt, your feelings are hurt, an entire stadium sang the song. First, the lawsuit was saying that that bots were being paid, that UMG and Spotify were paying for the song to be streamed more and using bots to make the song go viral. Then he performed, it was the most anticipated part of the Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl, though Kendrick Lamar didn't say it, everyone bursted out chanting it during the Super Bowl. So you lost the fight about them paying for it to get streamed more because clearly everybody knows the song. At the Grammys, the entire crowd, including Taylor Swift, who was moving her back up and down vigorously, okay? I think she was trying to twerk. Even Taylor Swift was singing the song. Let it go. Let it go. At this point, it's embarrassing. The fact that we're still talking about this a year later is embarrassing. You lost the rap battle. You lost it. Now, take your L and walk away. And any other rap battle where you won, because you won against Meek Mill, and you wasn't talking about no defamation of character, and y'all was throwing mad stones. The reason you're saying defamation of character now is because the song did so good and you didn't expect it to. You thought that you had more fans than K-Dot because K-Dot only come out of hiding. But what you made the mistake you made was this man done made an entire tour, a Super Bowl performance, a Gatorade, whatever. He made all of this out of nothing simply because you wanted to go toe to toe with him. Move on. Okay, and you're suing your own music group. This is tomfoolery. At some point, we got to call a spade a spade. You did this to yourself. You're being a Karen. The Karen side of you is showing out. You need to go have a seat. Let's regroup and try again. Let's let that go, because at this point, I feel like everybody else has let it go. We've all moved on. Move on. And let's circle back to some new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Come out with some music that's not you trying to still throw shade or throw shots. Stop making music videos trying to. We don't care. Kendrick won, and that's that on that. You can't. There's no other way to put it. The man done won Grammys off of it. Let's move on. Now, all that to say, today's live was great. Thank you for engaging. Just a reminder, today's y'all Raggedy Nephew's birthday. And he said to tell y'all that if y'all really love him, y'all will cash app him because his daddy's broke. I didn't pay too much money for an Airbnb for all his little friends and all that other stuff. So if y'all want to cash app him, his cash app is $JiggyNick05. JIGGYNICK05. He said if y'all love him, y'all will cash app him. If not, y'all just be saying y'all love y'all Raggedy Nephew on the internet. But, you know, I didn't say that, he did. So if you want beef, take it up with him. But I'm tapped out, I ain't got no more money. And his friends coming here today. I'm paying for a whole weekend at an Airbnb, okay? His daddy ain't got no more money. So he said to tell y'all, if y'all really love him, y'all cash out for him for his birthday. Y'all can support him via Cash App. Because I also don't want y'all to be talking about y'all, you one of the parents who take the kids' money on their birthday and say and don't give it to them. Okay, so I don't want y'all to cash at me. Y'all cash app y'all raggedy ass nephew directly at JiggyNick05. JIGGYNICK05. Okay, send him $1, send him $2. He ain't got no job. Anything helps. I ain't got no more money for him and his friends. So if y'all want to support him, y'all can. He'll get his he started his first job next week. So, you know, he gonna have to, cause at this point, I ain't got it, okay? I'm broke. The daddy's poor. I'm tapped out, okay? So y'all support y'all Raggedy Nephew if you'd like to. Again, his cash app is JiggyNick05, JIGGYNICK05, okay? Love y'all. Y'all be safe. I will tell y'all nephew that y'all wished him a happy birthday. And you know what I'm saying? $2 is great. $2 is beautiful. Whatever you do, if you send him $2, I ain't got no more money from him. So he need all the dollars. If y'all want to feed a hungry kid in America, he's sitting he's sleeping in the room right next to me because I ain't got it. So we gonna be hungry over here. So if y'all want to support him, I like it. If y'all love it, I like it. $2 is something. I love y'all. Peace out. Be safe. Oh, sorry, I can't pin it. But again, if you can memorize it, it's $JIGGYNICK05. Jiggy Nick on Cash App. Love y'all. See y'all later. Be safe. Have a good day.